Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. Since September of 2019, I've been spending £30 a week on sealed products trying to create my own competitive dragon deck from scratch. No trading and no buying individual cards. So far we've spent over £1,000 on packs and achieved a second place regional top, securing an invite to the next European Championship. The ultimate goal is to top one of Yu-Gi-Oh's largest, most competitive events, and this is my journey. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Anyone remember when Revs used to actually upload on time? Victor Tsao! The audacity! Fair point though. Challenge accepted, and if you're watching this on Thursday, challenge completed. Episode 39 of Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch coming at you on time for the first time in forever. And you better goddamn appreciate it. In this one, we're finally going to be completing our main deck. We're going to make a start on Toon Chaos, so we could pull one of those juicy collector's rares. And we're going to be taking on the Dueling Book Ranked Ladder. But before we get into all that, we have a couple of new supporters of the channel, so big thanks going out to Einmeyer42, Frokachu, and RJ Heil. Essentially, you lot have collectively bought dinner for a random Scottish man, so bon appetit. If you want to make your own contribution, links are as always in the description. Much appreciated. Now, 1 for 1, the final card we need for our main deck. I was actually surprised that we didn't already have it because I thought it came in one of the decks that we've opened in the series so far, but alas, I was wrong and here we are. Thankfully, it's not too difficult to get a hold of and we will be playing today with our completed deck. I've seen a bunch of you guys asking to see a more rocket heavy competitive build, so there's a bunch of cards that we need to pick up to make that happen, including Chaos Space. So I will remind you that by subscribing to the channel and liking the video, our chances of pulling these cards that we need goes up, and therefore the hunt takes less time. You know what to do. Now let's crack open some packs. Wait, what? Remember when I said I'd release the merch store when we hit 30k? Well, I don't actually know if we've hit 30k or not because here it says 30k, but here it's like deleted 400 subscribers. But fuck it, we're dropping the merch bomb anyway. We have a bunch of cool designs available from Agar Pain to Deck Mommy, our band angels, or both if that's more your thing, so they can live on in our hearts and on our t-shirts. Every design has a light and dark counterpart, and hell, we even have Toon Dream Mirrors. Coincides nicely with us starting to open Toon Chaos in the series. But yeah, the quality is actually pretty damn good, and I'm more of a black person myself, but the white hoodie just looks so clean, it's really nice. You can have a little nosy yourself by clicking the link in the description, or I think there might be a display under each video from now on. Let me know what you think about the designs, or if you have anything else that you would like to see added to the store, then sure, let me know. Anyway, yeah, let's actually go crack some packs now. Things are going to get pretty interesting today. We have £35 to spend, and there's just one card in the main deck that we're looking for right now, and that is 1 for 1. 1 for 1 comes as a guaranteed common in the Power Code structure deck. And the funny thing about this is the fact that this deck is also the deck that has Flame Buffalo and Lady Debug in it, so we're also buffing our Salamangrate deck. I don't know, the world just seems to want us to play or build Salamangrates, so I'm all for it. This came in at £8.50, leaving us with a budget of £26.50. So coming in at £25 in total, we also have 10 packs of Toon Chaos. But Revs, what the hell? Toon Chaos packs are at least £5. You can't find them anywhere. That is why you plan in advance, my guys. A couple of episodes, I told you that we did reserve a bunch of stock for the series before it actually sold out, so we have these at normal prices with no struggle. Now, the interesting thing is that collector's rares are pretty easy to get in comparison to Starlights. They're 1 every 3 or 4 boxes. And Chaos Space is all over the place in terms of ratios. You can get 3 in a box, you can get 0 in a box. So we could get all 3 today, or we could get 3 over the course of like 4 or 5 different episodes. Who knows? Who knows? So we'll pop these over to the side here and of course begin with the Power Code Link structure deck. I was hoping that this was the one that also had Transcode Talker in it, but unfortunately it is the Power Code Talker, which we will not be using. We have another playmat. There we go, there's your Cyburst fellas, the crew, the A-team, the Cyburst team, I guess. Was that Cyber Dragon Nagster? Is that Budget Borrowload Savage? Who's that actually meant to be? I have no idea who that's supposed to be. So we have a Duel Links promotion, if you fancy playing some digital Dark Magicians. For the deck, we have Power Code Talker, Segmental Dragon, there we go, that's what it is. There's our Borreload Savage in the main deck, boys. It's not even a dragon, it's a Cybers. Sea Archiver as well, Flame Buffalo and Lady Debug. So all very good Salamangreat cards. I mean, I don't even know if they play Archiver anymore with Stalio being banned, but yeah, they can definitely help our fiery deck. We also have an Acorn with a USB stick for a reproductive tool. Very interesting. Trash Can, Anti-Alien. Man, the artwork on these are actually pretty cool. Budget Needle Fiber and Budget Borreload Savage. Cyberse Gadget, Jiragido, Tetherwolf, Reborn Tengu. We got 2 of those. We got double. Actually, a pretty good card. Not once per turn, so that's definitely something to be aware of. Skullmeister, Goblinberg, Skyblaster, Birdman, quite a lot of good cards in here. Veiler, Magical Merchant, Cosmic Compass, Commander, Cynet Storm, Nightbeam, Offerings to the Doomed, Chalice, Scapegoat, Swords Revealing Light, really? Reasoning, fires a Doomsday, 1 for 1, the card we came for. There we go. We also have Terraforming, Packet Link, a bunch of hexagons, another Tornado, Wild Tornado, Trap Tricks, Trap Hole, Nightmare. So we actually have another target for Reclusia here, if we ever need to play it. Blazing Mirror Force, Trap Stun, Safe Zone, Call the Haunted, Reckless Greed, Debunk, Traffic Ghost, and Lanpholinkus. It's actually called Lanfornicus. Lanphorincus. So yeah, there we go. Pretty good deck, actually. But now, we can move on to the juice. Are we going to pull a Collector's Rare? I guess Chaos Space would be the most useful one. Or are we going to pull absolute dog shit? Let's find out. Let's find out. Ultras are 1 in 8, I think, because you're 3 per box. Anyway, so we have Sangan, Dark Flare Dragon, Driver, Gemini Ablation. We are also trying to get a Pot of Desires playset for the Salamangreat deck, and a playset of Gamma would also be pretty nice to have. Chaos Sorcerer, Crossover, and Ultra Rare right off the bat. Literally like the worst one in the entire set. Super Magic Sword of Raptinus. So yeah, we ain't going to be using that, unfortunately. Pack numero 5. What we got in here? Another Sangan, starting us off. Solid Soldier, very nice. BLS, Envoy of the Beginning. One of my favorite cards in the entire game. I just love the artwork. Gemini Ablation, Starlight Road, Envoy of the End. We got both Envoys in the same pack, which is very cool. And Microcoder for the super rare. All right, moving on to pack number 3. We have Desires starting us off. Very cool. So a lot of Salamangreat buffs in this episode. We also have Envoy of the Evening Twilight, Dragon Magic, Dwarf Star, Dragon Planeter, Curse of Dragonfire, Toon World, and Evocator Evec. Next up here, we have another BLS, Envoy of the Beginning, 2 drivers, no gammas yet, Pot of Desires, there we go, so we're just 1 short of a playset, not short printed at all. Envoy of the End, Stardust Dragon, Envoy of Chaos, and Toon Harpy Lady. Very nice Toon card, very nice Harpy card. Right, pack number 5, rounding off the first half here, we have a Gearbreed, 3rd Pot of Desires, there we go, we have a playset already in 5 packs, that's pretty nutty. Toon World, Witch of the Black Forest, Gemini Ablation, Solid Soldier, and number 75. Alright, second half here. Are we even going to get 1 Chaos Space? Let's find out. We have Sangan, Sacred Soldier, Ian, Chaos Zone, Code Generator, Chaos Sorcerer, and Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. We got 2 Ultra Rares in the 12 packs. That's 10 packs even. That's pretty insane. So yeah, this is a very good card. A definite 3 of, I believe, in the Infernoble Knight strategy, which is just around the corner in Rise of the Duelist. So it's very cool for us to pull that. We've definitely plussed already, I think. Right, pack number something. Chaos Sorcerer, Crossover, Keeper of Dragon Magic, Chaos Zone, Vapor, Toon World, and whoa, 3 Ultras in 10 packs. Holy shit, dude. Okay, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. We're not going to use any of these, but always nice to have. Stick them in a binder. Final 3 packs. Let's see, no Chaos Space yet. We have Goku, Supervise, a 3rd Driver with no gammas, Envoy of the Beginning, oh, okay, Speak of the Devil, there he is, Gamma, Light Pulsar Dragon, and Chaos Valkyria. Now, I think this card is actually super, super underrated because there's a little interaction you can do where you banish this to summon Levianeer, And if you're banishing 3 lights, you can do Levianeer as Chainlink 1 and Valkyria as Chainlink 2. Valkyria sends Archlord Christia to the graveyard, and then Levianeer just revives it. So yeah, that's a cool little interaction with that card there that we're actually not going to be using. Second last pack, we have Cynet Codec, Lithosagem, Envoy of the End, Masked Hero Blast, Black Forest, Gearbreed, and Masked Hero Acid. So I think we've actually got all of the Masked Heroes in this one. That brings us to the final pack. Man, it's been unlucky and lucky at the same time. We've pulled 3 Ultras in 10 packs, which is literally insane. But we haven't got what we're looking for, and that's Chaos Space. Here's hoping. Right, Sacred Soldier, Cynet Codec, Masked Hero Goku, Chaos Zone, Starlight Road, Crossover, and Magician of Hope. Well, you know what that means. We're going to be returning to Toon Chaos indefinitely. Still looking for all 3 Chaos Space. So let's go stick 1 for 1 into the main deck to finish the 50 card build and continue our kill streak, hopefully. Right, so here is our finally completed version of the main deck. As you can see, I have slapped in the 1 for 1 in place of the Starleaf Seafort, which was there previously as a placeholder. So the written list will be in the description if that is something you want to go take a little peep at. But we'll go view our profile just now to see where we're currently sitting. So we currently have 160 rating. We're starting near the bottom of the ladder. 4 wins, 1 losses. So when we're done here, this hopefully should be 9 wins. Let's do it. Gotta say, after these matches, it's definitely a mixed bag at the bottom of the ladder on Dueling Book. I'll definitely grind out some rating off camera for the next time we do this, but round 1, I win rock, paper, scissors, and we're going first with a pretty busted hand. I've seen so many people asking for combo tutorials and just an overall guide on how to play this deck, and honestly, it's different every game, so it's really hard to pick up. I could make like a separate detailed deck guide video if that's something you want to see, but only if there is like a decent demand for it. Anyway, we're just popping off here. We don't actually see access to Rafflesia, but it doesn't really matter because we're not up against any hand traps, at least in this game. I guess you could say we got kind of unlucky on the Yugioh draws, still not seeing access to Parallel Exceed or Rafflesia, but we did get 2 Imperms. So making Romulus to get the Ravine and therefore access to Galactic Spiral, we have a board of Spheres, Savage, and Harbinger with 2 set Imperms. We also ripped a card with Levianeer, so our opponent is starting with 5 cards, and their first play is activating Trickstar Light Stage. I'm really not sure what decks are running a Trickstar engine right now, so when he scoops after I negate it with Harbinger, I'm a little bit lost for siding. Game 2, he makes us go first once again, and we do see Skippy and Arboria, but we also see a Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which is very unfortunate. It means Rafflesia is useless up until we get to Yugioh. An Imperm coming down on the Skippy, so Almirage or Linkuriboh would be really nice in the extra deck right now, so I'm forced to Foolish for Tracer and then revive it with World Legacy Guardragon to continue playing with a Halki Fibrax. Now the correct way to go from here is probably going into LP with the Synchron and moving it with World Legacy Guardragon, but I'm wanting to trigger the Exceed as well, so I go into Striker Dragon. Not that it matters because a Nibiru comes down and pretty much ends my turn with a Gravedigger's Trap Hole. If I did have the Linkuriboh or Almirage in the extra deck, then we probably would have been able to play through this, so that's definitely something worth noting for going forward. Turns out we're actually up against Mech Knight Invoked, starting off their turn with a Magical Meltdown. While it's definitely a scary and powerful going second deck, our token has 4,000 defense off the Nibiru, so they're probably going to have to invest a lot of resources over the Purgatrio to beat over it, but then will they be able to OTK? That's what I'm waiting to find out.
And I fuse Rainbow Dragon and Neos so that I can call upon the mighty
Red Eyes Dragoon! Wait, no.
Rainbow Neos!
Game 3, I actually make him go first, and while he stopped me with Imperm and Nibiru in Game 2, it's my turn, bitch! He starts off by normal summoning Alistair, meaning he's most likely going to get to Mechaba before 5 summons, so I have to Imperm here, which ends his turn. We top deck Exceed, which is very nice because it protects us from any potential rocks lurking in the shadows. So we get Reclusia out as summon number 5, and I force out his back row with Reclusia. It turns out to be a Called by the Grave, so now we have absolutely nothing to worry about. We are free to end this man's whole career. I vomit out a ton of damage on the board, and just before we go into the battle phase, he makes a feeble attempt to ruin our life.
I don't think so, homeboy.
Round 2, we win rock, paper, scissors, so we are going first, but the stupid hole has super glue on it or something. Seriously! We're just gonna have to bluff the Reclusia until we get to the Saryuja so we can shuffle it back. So normal summoning the Max, I link into our Magi triggering Exceed and then chain blocking the Magius, but we get Veilered on the Magius, which really hurts. What do we even do here? There's no point making Reclusia because we already have the hole in hand. So using my colossal 9-head, I make Union Carrier and equip Magius with a Wyverburster. In combination with its own effect, this puts it up to a formidable 2100 attack points, but when the Wyverburster leaves the field, I can search for Collapserpent. So this gives us a follow-up for the next turn, if there is a next turn, because we're up against Lunalight OTK. They summon Yellow Martin from the deck with Serenade Dance, and then activate a Tenki to search for Black Sheep. Black Sheep can discard herself from the hand to search for Polymerization, so I feel like this is the most impactful time to flip the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. If Lunalights can't access their fusions, then they can't really access their OTK. So our opponent follows up by normal summoning an Emerald Bird, pitching a Wolf to draw a card, and then overlays into Tiger King, setting a Tenki from the deck and negating our monster effects until the end of my next turn. I think ideally you would attack the Union Carrier here because it's one extra material towards Borrelsword, but instead he attacks over the Magius, triggering Wyverburster, giving us Collapserpent to the hand. Passing his turn over to us, we top deck a Maximus and start by special summoning Collapserpent and linking into Striker Dragon. We don't get the Boot Sector launch thanks to a Meddling Ash Blossom, but we can normal summon the Tracer and link into our Noodles, summoning Synchron from the deck. Now guess what? Union Carrier and Halki Fibrax are both pointing to the same zone, meaning we can link into LP and resolve its effect. Incredible zone play! With this game alone, we've literally ascended to God tier gameplay. Then down comes the Levianeer, marking the end of the game with a big fat scoop. Game 2, our opponent makes us go first once again, and our hand is actually really awkward. There are plays we can make with the Skippy, but I decide to play it safe and normal summon Dragon Buster, link into Striker for the Boot Sector launch, summon Synchron from hand, and end on a Spheres with an Impermanence. I never realized Lunalight Fusion was basically Shaddoll Fusion. It's actually a really good card. But yeah, my opponent puts all of their resources into a buffed up Leo Dancer, then I just bounce it in the battle phase because Spheres doesn't target. I don't even need to use the Imperm. Summoning Absorouter off the effect of Spheres, my opponent just passes their turn and we top deck a Brotaur. With the Skippy and a live Levianeer, there's plenty of plays that we can make that lead to a pretty nasty combo. However, on the summon of LP, we get Nibiru, leaving him with 0 cards and me with the ability to continue playing thanks to Link Spider. Literally, as soon as I link off the token and then activate Exceed, he just leaves the game. Round 3, we lose the rock, paper, scissors, but we are made to go first. There's just so many going second decks, apparently. Exceed is always nice to open. Fuck! It's cool, we made it to our full board. Now, I want you to tell me what I'm up against, because I honestly have no idea. They start off with an evenly matched in the battle phase, which I negate with Savage, then they follow up with a Magician's Souls, sending Witchcrafter Golem Ururu for cost. I negate the summon effect of Souls with Reflesia so he doesn't get the draw effect, and he scoops. Game 2, we're made to go first once again, and our hand is looking pretty tasty. I assume my opponent opens up Nibiru, because as soon as I reveal the Exceed, he just leaves. So what are they playing? It's a total mystery. Blind second, evenly matched, Magician's Souls, and Golem Ururu. Let me know what you think, because I'm totally stumped. Round 4, we were up against Internet Explorer. This guy was just out to have a good time, playing good old-fashioned Satellar Knights, no hand traps. I can respect that. And we won rock, paper, scissors going first, and we actually get to use our new card, yay. So 1-for-1 actually gives us our full combo with no normal summon here. It was at this point that I realized, oh wait, I haven't used my normal summon yet. I could have just summoned the Tracer with Boot Sector Launch anyway to just not use the normal summon at all, which is crazy. But yeah, we made it to our full 5-piece board, and our opponent was just in awe. Welcome to modern Yu-Gi-Oh, buddy. I'm not sure if he knows what any of my stuff does, but he tries to play around with a couple of his cards, realizes he can't really do anything, and then just scoops them up. Game 2, he tries to go first, and well man, I just feel so bad for him. He sets 1 and normal summons Alsam to burn us for 1,000, tags it out with a quick play spell, and ends on a Deneb in defense position. There's only one way this ends. For the 5th and final round today, our Shaddoll invoked opponent actually lagged out and DC'd. I thought it was a little bit sad to count that as a win, so I went on to play another match. Going first, we open up a decent enough hand, but we do get Veilered on the Halki Fibrax. Thankfully, it doesn't actually do much, and we're able to continue playing to a board of Spheres, Harbinger, and Savage with Phantazmay in hand. You might have seen I illegally summoned Maximus while Pisty was on the field, so I quickly took that back, linked off the Pisty, and was able to summon the Maximus anyway. But passing turn, we see a Pankratops come down and attempt to attack over the Spheres, so obviously Harbinger has the attacked redirection, to which he chains Pankratops' effect. We negate that with Savage, and he leaves the game. So viewing the profile here, we can see that it's actually 10 wins to 1 loss instead of the 9 that we were hoping for, up to 274 rating. 10 kill streak, boys. Too easy, too easy. So there is a very big possibility that we get the new personal best kill streak in the next episode. We're going to give our patrons and channel members another chance to stop the streak while I try and buff up our rating on the side. But could you imagine if this was the actual run that we got the nuke? I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited. Alright, so in terms of our current version of the deck, there's really not anything I can complain about. I'm happy with how it's performing. The only dilemma right now is between the Link Spider and Almirage or Linkuriboh. Today, for example, we definitely lost a game thanks to not having Almirage or Linkuriboh in the extra deck, but at the same time, we also won a game for having the Link Spider, so they really even out. Definitely something I'm going to be keeping a track of going forward though. Also, today alone, we gained so many cards towards our Salaman Great deck on the side. With our recently pulled access code talker as well, I think we're probably ready to revisit the deck. Obviously the focus right now is on the current kill streak. If we do lose the kill streak, then maybe we can play Salads for another episode. Otherwise, we have now started the journey towards the competitive Chaos Rocket heavy build. So lots of cards to get on our list. It really feels like we've nearly completed the story and instead we're just going around doing a bunch of side quests. I guess that's just kind of the result of having a 3-month plus lockdown. Anyway, we're going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, remember to check out the new merch. If anything does tickle your fancy and you do decide to buy something, then send me a photo on Twitter. I'd love to see it. Remember to like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.